Alright folks, welcome back to the channel. This video here, clearly you can see we're going to do things a little different to start with this one. But to start off with, I'm sure you've noticed there's been some changes with the channel. And things have slowed down. I've had some stuff going on to where I've had to slow down just a little bit, but we should better start picking back up on the videos. With that being said, I have to talk about this video that y'all fixing to watch just a little bit. We'll go down to the river. The first spot I go to, I set up camp, go hunting. It was a complete bust other than a bunch of hogs, and that's not what we hunting at this time of the year. So I decided to back out, and I packed up camp, went to a different area. The new spot that I go to is the one that I want to really talk about. I go in there and set up in an area where I have seen deer before, seen plenty of hogs in there before. So I said, you know what, I'm just going to go sit on the ground. That way I can be 100% mobile, move around, do whatever I need to do. Well, I go in there, sit on the ground. About an hour before dark, I have a smaller buck run through, and he come through the corner over my left shoulder there, a little so fast that, and I didn't even really have time to see how big he really was. By the time I seen him, he was going through the palmettos, and I said, you know what, well, maybe he'll work his way back around. I turned the camera on and start talking to the camera about that, and as soon as I turn the camera off, literally, I turn the camera off and go to spin it back around to get set back up, and I look forward, and there's a pretty nice buck in front of me. Well, here's where I try to keep my channel as real as possible. I show all my mistakes, all my mishaps. If I screw up on a deer, if I make bad shots, I try not to hide or miscue any of that. I want everybody to see it, how I do it, learn as I go, and watch me learn as we process through all this stuff. Well, the first thing I learned on that weekend's specifics hunt is when I go in, I cleaned out the area, but I didn't pick up every little stick in the area. I put my little stool down, sat down, everything's good, and I move around, it sounds good, nothing's going on. Well, when this buck shows up, he comes in straight in front of me, and then he starts side skirting me towards my right. And I'm using a crossbow. So to get my shot that he's going to give me, once he was right there in front of me, I couldn't just pull the bow up and shoot him. So I had to wait on him. There was a brush pile off to my right. He was going to go behind it. So I waited on him to get behind that. So I went to make my shift in the chair. And as soon as I did that, I don't know if it was under my foot or under the chair, but a stick popped and he stopped, looked my way. He never really seen me, but he knew something was there, and he felt uncomfortable. After about 3 minutes of staring my direction, he bolted off away from me. Leave it to me. I will figure out how to screw up everything out there in these woods. If there's a way, I will figure it out. And it just seems when it comes to stuff like that, I'm always forgetting to do something, or I get impatient, whatever it is, but I screw up that opportunity with that nice buck. The next morning I go in and I sit down, I shift trees, I go to a different tree. That way, because the wind was a little different the next morning, so I got into a different area, and I wanted to set up because I seen where these deer was coming through there at, where they was wanting to at this specific time. So I set up to where I would have a better shot for that trail that he come through on. Over my left shoulder is where the sun is coming up. I want to say it was around about 9 o'clock in the morning. I look over my left shoulder and I see a deer feeding, working its way over this little, it's got to go down this little creek bed, and then come back up to where I'm at. Well, as it works its way up, it's going behind this tree. As it goes behind the tree, I range the tree. And then I was like, okay, I got my yardage. I'm ready to go. So I got the camera set up, pulled the bow up. And I was like, as soon as it steps out behind these palmettos right here, I'll if it's still feeding the way it is, because it was feeding real nice and slow, and it would move just a little bit, stop, move just a little bit, stop. So I was like, I won't even let it know I'm here. I'm just going to let it come in, and I'm going to shoot. Well, it comes up, goes behind a tree. As it pops out, you know, the sun is literally in my face. I'm not making any excuses for this. You know, I missed the deer. I don't know what happened. I felt good with the shot, but that's not where the moral or the learning point is with this. I go through this whole video, the whole day, get back home, and this whole time I'm thinking it was a doe. Once I got home, I realized once I pulled it up on my footage, the video, I was able to see some small little spikes on it. Everything was legal. I could have killed the deer and used one of my buck tags. So that's not what I'm saying, as in I almost shot an illegal deer. It was, I guess I just didn't take enough time to look to see. I mean, it has some tiny little spikes, but here in Georgia, if it's broken out of the skin, it's considered a spike. So in that sense, you really have to be careful with that. So there's my learning curve on that situation. Is I should have took my binoculars and looked at it a little more, but you know, and it is what it is. You know, and I like I said, even if it was a buck tag, I mean a doe or buck, I could have used either one of my tags. So all that was legal. It was just, it made me feel uneasy once I got home and realized that it wasn't a doe like I thought it was. It was a little buck. If you like what you see, hit the like button, share the video, subscribe to the channel. We got some more things coming up. So yeah, well, let's get into the video and we'll catch you on the next one. Alright folks, I'm sitting here at camp. Got everything set up and I'm ready to walk out in the woods. The sun's just now starting to pop out. There's still a lot of water falling out of the trees. So what I'm gonna do is, I got a couple GoPros with me. I also brought the old crossbow with me today. But no, I'm gonna camp out for the weekend. We on the river. And like I said, I'm gonna walk straight out in these woods right here. A few videos ago, I snuck in down this little creek right here and went down in here and shot a big old sow down in here with my 17. But like I said, I'm fixing to ease on down in there. I'm gonna try to keep some of these cameras, like this one here, don't need to get too wet, because it's not waterproof like the other one is. But anyhow, I'm fixing to get my stuff together, get this crossbow loaded up, and I'm fixing to ease out here.
much of that you got with all that smoke? That's a good size hog. Hey, Mike, there's more right there. Go take it. They don't want to leave. I bet if you sit right here, they gonna come back. See that grass back there? Yeah. I got 30 yards. I was fixing to shoot one of them right here. But the one that hung back finally realized he was away from the rest of them. And they run that way. Then I seen them run back this way. They were going up that. There's a little hill back there. They won't go far. They'll start feeding again. Did you hear them grunting over here? Yeah, that's why I was trying like hell to get done fast. But there is no fast to this. You got your knife. Yeah. You got to finish this one off. Sure shit, huh? There was a lot more hogs out here than we thought. Yeah, I seen 3, but then I know when you shot, they were running everywhere. It's gonna be some good eating. That's a big old sow. Shit, that bitch. Why is she still alive? I'm gonna do this shit or not, dude. How much further are you going that way?
A couple 100 yards.
I might go down there. It's a road right there, ain't it?
Oh, it looked like a hill. You wanna go set up on that hill over there?
Yeah, I might go back in there. Because I've walked right back up on hogs before.
I'm gonna walk down here just finish going down this road, and then it goes uphill, and that's where that tree is. I'm gonna go back there and hang out for a little while.
If there's a hill back there, that's probably where I'm gonna sit.
It looked like it because the way the angle of those hogs was going up.
She's bleeding out. She'll be alright.
Well, we're trying to.
Right there. That'd be some good eating right there.
We're trying to make it to our spots, but you can't pass up on these old hogs like that whenever you walking out to your spot. We actually right here where Mike was gonna hunt at, and I'm gonna keep on going. Instead of sitting right here, now that he's got this hog down, he's gonna ease on down in here a little bit more. But what gets cut back on since I get over here to these trees. This is that swamp chestnut that I was talking about here. There's some acorns on the ground, but it ain't dropping heavy yet. And I'm gonna hang out right here. I found a really big swamp chestnut. There's a few on the ground. There's a white oak over there that has some pretty good sign up underneath it. I can see busted shells on the ground. It's one of those big overcuts. Honestly, I'm tired of walking. I want to sit down. I ain't gonna sit forever, but got up and started walking, and as soon as I got up and started packing my stuff up, I seen Mike walking through the woods there. So we come back over here. He's getting this old girl cleaned up real quick. We're gonna ease back towards the camp. More than likely, I'm gonna pack my stuff up and we're gonna go to a different area, cause I ain't seen nothing down in here that's gonna make me want to keep hunting in here. There's plenty of hogs, that's for sure, but I'm out here trying to get me some deer meat. Walking up for the afternoon hunt.
I've been out here quite often. I won't be able to like date you back to a specific video, but we did move. I packed up my camp, we moved it, and this is where I plan on hunting at this afternoon and tomorrow. So we can get quiet and ease on down in here and see if we can't make something happen today. I've seen some fresh deer tracks and stuff. Found a few acorns on the ground back over there. For whatever reason, the acorns is not dropping heavy. Nowheres. I'm seeing a lot of people say that. I don't know if it's just the weather. It ain't got the right temperature to make a drop or what. But either ways, I'm gonna get quiet and we're gonna sit right here for the rest of the afternoon. I mean, if I end up seeing stuff move somewheres that I don't have an opportunity to shoot, I may get up and move closer over there or whatever, but right now, where I'm at, I'm either gonna get a shot or see where they're moving at out here. I just had not like a 6-point or a small 8-point little basket rate buck. He cut that corner right there. He come over this little ridge behind me and run that way. Alright folks, you can see I got a little bit of daylight left. I'm gonna start easing out of here. Literally, as soon as I got off the camera talking about that 6-point that run through over there, I had a really nice buck come through. It just showed up in front of me. I don't know where he came from. He was around 40 yards. And he was working his way to my right. And you could hear it in the camera. I try to zoom in on the computer. Because, I mean, you could see him. He's just... I was trying to shift in the chair. In the little stool thing I got. And here's where I screwed up at. I did not take the time to get everything cleaned up and out of my way. Because I needed to make a complete turn to shoot to the right. As soon as I did, I had a stick pop up under the chair. And he stopped and looked at me for a little bit. Then he didn't know what it was. He didn't smell me. He just turned and trotted off away from me. So maybe we can get in here and catch him in the morning. I come back to the same area. I'm a little bit further down from where I was at yesterday. I think until it gets real good daylight, I'm gonna stand up. Just sit here, lean up against this tree. But I'm hearing a lot more life out here this morning than I did yesterday. Squirrels is knocking a bunch of acorns down, so maybe we get something in here this morning. Went over there and grabbed my air. I don't know what happened there. I was aiming mid-body with my 40-yard pin, unless it got knocked off. I'm wondering if my rangefinder's reading wrong. Because it's been a while since I changed the battery on it. I mean, it's been a couple years, but it don't look. I mean, it looks like 40 yards. The only thing I'm wondering, so I went back up to camp yesterday. I forgot to decock it, and it said all night cocked. I'm wondering if that ain't got something to do with what just happened. Because it did sound funny whenever I shot. Either that or I didn't make sure the bolt was in there good enough or something. Something ain't right. Or at least something wasn't right at that time. Because I know it's shooting bullseye. Or it was whenever I left the house. I don't know about now, but I just heard Mike shoot probably 2 minutes ago. Speaking of Mike, he just texted me. He just shot a hog. It has been a failed weekend. I just texted him and asked him. I was like, did you drop it? If I can get it to focus. But anyways, it has just been one failure after another. For me anyways. I don't know what else to say about it. I said yesterday I had that mishap with that big buck. I screwed that up. I screwed this up here somehow. Missed that doe. And then when we got up this morning, I went to go get water out of the boat and realized this little creek we in, all the water's gone. I mean, my boat was touching bottom. I don't know, the water, we still are somewhat in the tidal zone. So it comes up and down. But I got a feeling I may be pushing my boat out of this swamp if it don't come up high enough. So it's just one thing after another. It was around lunchtime yesterday when we come back in here with the boats, and it was plenty deep enough, so I'm hoping around lunchtime today it'll be the same. But I think I'm fixing to pack up. It's 9:40. Alright, I just made it over here with Mike. He found him another real nice hog. I'm gonna show you what she come in here to, what he shot her on. There ain't many of them left, but there is still a few in the tree. I might come over here and found these persimmons. You can see that one right there. She come in here, he was sitting over there, right over there, and she was eating what's left of these persimmons. There's only a few of them left up there. There ain't many left. They've about dropped all these persimmons. But he come in and shot her. But we're gonna get her skinned up real quick, and then we're gonna leave everything we don't need to carry with us and make a big loop out here. We have a loop that we kind of made out, and it's a pretty decent loop. It'll probably take us a little while, but we'll make that loop and go see if we can't find us a deer or something.
where our loop was unsuccessful. We made it back up to our stuff right here. Get all this stuff packed up and get on out of here. Get to the boat and see if we can better get out or not. Made it back up to camp. Got everything, we're pretty much packing up, getting ready to get out of here. But the good thing is my boat's floating this morning, or this afternoon. The water's coming in pretty fast, so we may have to lift our motors up to get out, but we ain't gonna have to sit here too long to wait on the water to come up, that's for sure. But we had fun this weekend. Had a successful weekend other than me missing deer and screwing up any other opportunities. Mike shot 2 hogs. 2 big old hogs. Next weekend, I'm gonna go over there. I got a few hogs in my freezer, but we're gonna get them ground up and make some sausage out of all these hogs we've been saving. Because we got a hunt coming up, and on that hunt we're gonna be over there a few days. That's what we're planning on, using all this hog meat, so we have plenty of ground meat and sausage and all to go over there and feed us while we're there. But for now, that's it. We appreciate y'all watching. Stay tuned. We'll catch you on the next video.